very expensive. My doctor I trust, but let's say I went to another doctor and they give you this, they can say, wait a minute, there's this one, and this one. If you take this one, the one you have now, your side effects could be whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a clue. You're on the mercy of the doctor that it's going to be healthy for you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but something like this can explain a little bit if you...
Okay,
Yeah.
so give you more understanding of the medication.
Exactly.
Okay. Jane, you seem to think that there was some value in this when you were
I
speaking.
do, only
Okay.
because it seems like the information my husband gets in the mail about his diabetes, it's always how to manage your care,
Mhm.
how to be more healthy, and I think that's good, especially for people to be aware that you could do this, you could do, you should eat these kind of foods, you should exercise, and it all can decrease your medication
Okay.
or your insulin if you do these things.
So you see the value in terms of helping you
Be informed.
be informed, but take better care of yourself, use your prescriptions in a better way, things like that. So
Yeah.
that's the role that you would see. And in a case like that, do you think it's best to get a letter in the mail, to get an email, or how would you want them to be? Do you want them to be reaching out proactively to you, or just to be responding if
I
you have a
think
question?
maybe asking you at your appointment or something, would you like more information about your disease, or would you prefer that it comes in an email? Would you prefer it comes snail mail?
Yeah,
Leave it up to the
patient.
Mhm.
Okay. Beth, how about you? What do you think about this idea?
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how it would work. I guess I would have to see in, like he said, there are like buzzwords and stuff. I would have to see real life situations that would come and benefit me.
Okay.
And I guess maybe like literature like her, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we had the ability to make things the way we want them, do you see value in some of these things that are listed, and how would you want to interact with a company like this, or would you not want to interact? Would it be totally behind the scenes?
Well, I think you want it to be totally behind the scenes when you don't need it, and then when you need something, you want it to be right there. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
you want things. You want to know things. So
I think it's a way to
both
educate
ways.
people,
Mm-hmm.
and I think education is a good thing. The more you can learn about your disease or your whatever the problem might be,
Okay.
it helps you make informed choices.
Okay. So Bev, you were saying you don't really want them behind the scenes unless you need them, then you want them right there. Can you give me an example of like what that might be, or how you might want to reach out to them?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I said I was struggling with. I
Okay.
would have to, I'm not totally understanding totally what they're doing. So that's why I'd have to have real world situations or something.
Okay. Tom, how about you?
I'd like them to call me, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and say, hey, we know that you have this prescription now and you have this condition, and talk to me about it. It's almost like a second opinion kind of thing.
Okay.
But I like the whole idea of it.
What do you like about the whole idea then?
That it's somebody who's looking over your prescriptions. Do you need it really? Is there an alternative? If I ever get to the point where I'm taking a bunch of medications, do they have bad interactions with other things? Somebody just to be kind of like the umbrella
Mm-hmm.
of the drugs that I hopefully will never have to take.
Sure. So kind of like somebody watching over you that would talk to you only if you had if there was a red flag that they saw.
Exactly.
So otherwise they kind of wouldn't be in the picture, but if they
Right.
saw something that wasn't optimal, they'd let you know.
Right, and I would hope that their goal would be for me to have no prescriptions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, another thing is too, adding to that, is just put my mom on the loop, who's about 90 years old. She takes all these medications. Is it to a point that you're over-medicating?
Mm-hmm.
Because the kids, whoever picks up prescription, we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice saying, wait a minute, she should only be on this for 3 months or whatever, but we just, the followers pick the stuff up, give it to her,
Okay. Okay, so there's one last sheet for you to do, and same deal. take a look at it. And who wants to start us off? Anybody pick number 1 as the statement that they like the best? Nobody? How about number 2? So 3 of you? Okay. Anything that's you can add to this?
No, I mean, everyone wants everything less expensive.
If that's the only thing they're working with drugs and they understand drugs, you're taking this, but you should be taking that. I mean, that's half the price.
Mhm.
That's the same ingredients. So, I don't know, I don't understand all these words when you're taking that. Well, you know, yeah, it'd be worth it.
So bottom line is if they could tell you for about another alternative that's less expensive, that'd be a good thing.
Right, because if that's their profession, how does a doctor know all these medications going down? Now, if you have somebody that strictly knows and understands about medication, you probably trust them a little bit more than a doctor.
Okay. All
It
right.
seems like when I go to pick up a medication, they always give me the generic, if there is a generic for that drug. I don't have to ask for it.
Okay. It happens automatically.
It happens
I
automatically.
know there's a sign at my Walgreens that says, whenever possible, we will substitute a generic. I don't know if that's like their corporate philosophy or if it's just chain by chain or like franchise by franchise. I don't know.
Anybody pick number 3? No? How about number 4? 3 of you picked 4. Okay. Tell me why you picked 4.
I think I would have an addendum to number 4. That should be a nonprofit organization.
Okay.
Just for what it says, objective. That, you know, my insurer can hire all the people it wants, or there can be as many other companies as they want. Like, if their ultimate goal is still making money, or making, you know, being successful in terms of business being successful, that doesn't necessarily do anything for me.
Anything to add?
Right, they can't be making money if they sell me a drug, and they can't be losing money if they pay for the drug.
Yeah.
They have to be completely objective, like it says.
And that's kind of how, I guess, I mean, obviously it's not, but I feel like my doctor and I have a relationship where they're more objective. I mean, I know they take insurance money, but to me that feels more objective.
Why does the doctor's relationship feel more objective to you?
Just because I've had that doctor for a long time. It feels more personal.
I don't think that's true across the board.
It's not true across the board.
Not all those doctors are getting kickbacks.
I'm very lucky in that instance. Yeah. It is absolutely not true across the board.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything to add to the discussion about this last one? Right back. I'm going to check in and I'll be right back.
So with Aetna buying CVS,
Other
does
way
that-
around it.
or
Or,
CVS,
no,
Whatever
CVS
it
is
is.
buying Aetna.
Does it mean
What?
that they're going to be
CVS is buying what?
writing more
Aetna
prescriptions
Healthcare.
or less prescriptions? I mean, I'm sure there's some
He
methods.
said
that
it was
they
going to
have
be a
this.
game changer.
yeah, I haven't really read the specifics of it. I just know it was a big announcement.
Right.
I mean, it still has to be approved. But
I'm sure it's got something to do with Aetna, a big insurance company, now controlling
yeah.
a big distributor of drugs that they'll be able to strong arm the pharmaceutical companies better or something.
And the other thing I've seen is that Amazon's been approved in like
Oh, that's right.
a couple states to sell, I don't know if it was all drugs or generic drugs, but I'm sure that they're desperate to take a bite out of.
No, it's not a huge market. Thinking of a little-
Amazon's gonna rule the world.
Yeah, it's like I'm no fan of their business practices, but I still use them. And
Yeah.
I do too.
But as big as they're getting, doesn't it kind of scare you?
it's very troubling.
I know,
It's,
it kind of scares me.
It's to the point that you see the big department stores starting to topple and go under, whereas I like the stores, I like to see what I'm getting a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yes, I do buy stuff on Amazon, but yeah, I like to go shopping and see.
Yeah.
I feel like Aetna doesn't have as big a presence in Minnesota. Or maybe they
Who
just-
was that?
or Aetna.
Oh, I know, right.
Yeah, I don't know anyone.
We've got
that's
phone
that-
partners and-
Yeah.
I don't think CBS does that much either. I mean, they've gotten in here.
They're
but I
always-
don't
they're
think
growing,
they're.
yeah.
It's within
I mean,
the last 10 years. I don't
Yeah.
remember ever seeing one as a kid. It's
Right.
always-
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of setting up shop, but they're not as
Yeah.
big.
Now I see them more because they bought Target Pharmacy.
Oh, that's right.
So-
Oh, yeah.
I used to like Target
Yeah.
when it was Target's Pharmacy.
I don't see any difference.
That's right, it is
No.
CBS.
Now I use Walgreens, just because it's convenient. to my
I think
house.
it's just
Yeah.
too bad that I've seen all the little neighborhood pharmacies that are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do get pushed out of business.
The last little one down the street is.
Well, my pharmacist in Walgreens, and God knows there's tons of them.
Yeah.
I take this, what is it, allergy pill called Citrazin, and my doctor is prescribing it. And he was prescribing, 30 pills at a time, and I think my copay on that thing was like $3. And the pharmacist was like, you don't need a prescription for this anymore. By the way, I've got a bottle of 300 pills back here that I'll sell you for $20, which of course I bought, which saved me over
Why would your doctor still prescribe it as a prescription?
because he thought my insurance was paying for it. I think he thought he was doing me a
Sometimes
favor.
it's cheaper to
Yeah,
get the prescription
exactly.
and do the copay.
Right,
than buy
that's
it
what I
just
thought.
over the counter.
My
Especially
wife has
for
the same
allergy
thing with,
medicine.
I think it's
Right,
the
because I,
Costco
Because
version of
those-
Zyrtec.
That would
It's
be
like $20 for
pills
years worth.
on the counter are expensive.
oh yeah,
Okay.
they're real expensive.
Yeah.
I want you to take another look at this sheet that says the pharmacy benefit management description. And I'm curious, because this wasn't like an idea of a new concept, this is something that does exist. So, you have a health insurance company that you deal with when you go to visit the doctor. But when you go to fill a prescription, there actually is a pharmacy benefit management company involved.
Through your pharmacy or through your...
It's a separate company. It's so in other words, when you go to your doctor, you may hand them your Blue Cross card or whatever, and that Blue Cross handles that. But when you go to fill a prescription, there's another company that'll be handling this, and I think it's more or less behind the scenes because you all aren't even aware that it exists. So what I'm trying to understand is it better for it to be like that, where you don't even really know about it, or would you want it to play more of a, would you want to know more about that company and what it
I'd
does?
like to know more,
Okay.
because I'm not aware of it. And where do they come into play? Does the pharmacist speak with them? Or do they, how do they get involved?
How is someone on top of my health if they're a behind-the-scenes player? I don't really get
Well,
that.
for instance, Jane said that her husband got a note in the mail saying, hey, here's what you could be doing to manage your diabetes better. That's an example of something that could
It's not a one-time thing. It's, I'd say every couple of months he gets information.
Mhm.
And maybe
So-
that's with an ongoing disease.
Mhm.
Maybe someone with depression or something gets the same type of.
Sure.
I definitely don't want another person to have to call and contact. If there's, in addition to doctors, insurance, pharmacy, or whatever, like I want another person to get involved with.
Okay. How do the rest of you feel about that?
I actually think I got a phone call from one of these people a year or two ago, and it just made me feel uncomfortable
Why is that?
because I I wasn't really sure what she was up to. It kind of came out of the blue, and I think I just gave her the bum's rush and got rid of her.
How did she identify herself, do you know?
You know, I really can't remember the specifics.
Okay.